Look at this cartoon. This is the type of prompt that a teacher using critical pedagogy might use. Students could review the vocabulary. For example, what does final notice mean? Well, it means it's the last time that someone, in this case the bank, will contact you about something. However, in this case, the context of final notice is important. Why would a bank be sending a final notice? Usually, it is when someone is late making payments on a loan. Getting a final notice from the bank means that they will turn it over to lawyers or another company that will either get the full payments or take back the property. So getting a final notice is very scary and very important. Another vocabulary word. What does bother mean? In this case, it means worrying us or troubling us or annoying us. So why does the wife feel like getting a final notice is great news? Well, she's not considering the full context. She is only thinking of the basic meaning of the words, and she thinks that the bank will stop bothering them. When you're using this in class, you could help students realize that lots of people get final notices. It also could lead to plans of action for how to deal with them or how to avoid getting them. Can you see how using this type of prompt to open discussion in the class could empower students? Traditionally, in critical pedagogy, the teacher would provide a series of questions that would take the students deeper into Bloom's taxonomy and understanding the issue. Initial questions would be about describing the situation. Yes and no questions mostly. Then it moves to identifying the issue. Those are what type questions. Then it is important that the learners relate the situation to their personal experience. One of the problems with textbooks is much of what we learn does not seem to directly connect to our everyday life. Critical pedagogy aims to only teach what relates to us. After establishing the connection, and students should discover this for themselves through questions, not by the teacher pointing it out to them. Then ask questions that help the learners analyze the underlying issues, not just what is on the surface. For example, in our cartoon prompt, consider it in light of the current number of families in the U.S. who are losing their homes because the banks are taking them back since the owners can't afford to make the loan payments. So the underlying issue is the economy, or the easy and maybe corrupt mortgages. Mortgages means house loans that were given out so early in the 2000s. That's a different issue from someone being lazy or indifferent and not paying even when they can afford to. Help the students look deeply at the issue, then help them create a plan of action. Help them to do something. Critical pedagogy says learning is about doing, about change.